All right, welcome to the second half. Hopefully, the Wi-Fi issues are done, and we can just keep you go on a consistent screen. Alabama to start the ball with the second half, flips it out to number two, Ryan Williams, who gets the first down. He is off to the races. Touchdown, Alabama. So Alabama starts it in the second half, right with a touchdown. Flip screen from Simpson to Ryan Williams, who gets a 75-yard touchdown to start the second half for Alabama. And pending this extra point is going to put Alabama up 28-0 over Wisconsin. A flag down late, though. So this might come back unless it's illegal celebration. Referee's discussing something long and hard right there. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Alabama. Touchdown stands. Again, I'm watching this without audio, so I don't know who it's on, but the touchdown stands. So it's 27-0, about to be 28-0 pending this extra point. Yeah, sorry about that. There's a lot of technical difficulties, but hopefully they're fixed now for the first half. But hopefully they're fixed for the second half. Kalen DeBoer ripping into somebody. Extra point is good. So Alabama 28, Wisconsin 0. That entire sequence only took 15 seconds off of the clock for the third quarter. So it is 14:45 left to go in the third quarter. Some trickery action. He handed it off to Williams. Then Williams handed it off to somebody else. Then that other person flipped it back to Simpson, who then flipped it back to Williams, and Williams ran it down the field. That play was a one-play, 75-yard drive for Alabama to start the second half. First Ryan Williams touchdown since the game against Mercer last year. Kickoff is in the air. It's going to be fielded. Wisconsin looking to take it up. Oh, and he's got some room. That might be a block in the back, though, but I don't think it is. Wisconsin is going to answer with their first touchdown of the game off of the kickoff return. So literally so far, every time the ball has been touched by either team, it's resulted in a touchdown. So pinning this extra point is going to make it Alabama 28, Wisconsin 7. So there goes the shutout. First time in about 7.5 quarters that Alabama allowed somebody to score. We'll make that actually 7 quarters. About 7 quarters since the last time somebody scored on Alabama. So Alabama gets very fancy and scores a touchdown on Wisconsin. Wisconsin answers by returning the kickoff all the way for a touchdown. And that has been the first the third quarter, and we've only taken 30 seconds off the clock in the third quarter. Commercial break here. Still on a commercial break. Not a lot of competitive games so far in the noon slate here of college football. Because so far, Alabama 28, Wisconsin 7, Oregon up 17-0 over Northwestern at halftime. Closest game so far is Georgia Tech 13, Clemson 7, Oklahoma up 28-3 over Temple, Michigan up 35-3 over Central Michigan, and then Auburn up 21-3 over South Alabama, which has not made it to the second half yet. Hello, Octavian. Nice to see you here after hanging out with you over on a lot of Lou and Pete's streams. Action about to pick back up here, Wisconsin. Ball in the air, and it's just going to sail through the end zone for another touchback. 28 seconds have ticked off the clock here in the third quarter, and 14 points have been scored between the two teams. Alabama scored off a trickery play to start the third quarter, and then Wisconsin answered with a touchdown off of a kick return. And that has been your third quarter so far in this game. Flag randomly down on the field. We'll see who it's against. No indication so far. Indication against Alabama. Something against Alabama. It hasn't shown on the screen yet. Keep in mind, I have to watch this without audio to avoid copyright. Indication is that it was against Proctor on the Alabama offensive line. Still going to remain 1st and 10, so apparently all they did was move the spot backwards. First and 10 from about the 12-yard line for Alabama. Simpson takes the snap, fake the handoff, but then it's dropped. Simpson looked to get it out in the flat, but it dropped. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Alabama from their own 12. Simpson in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Alabama looking for a flag on Wisconsin there, but they're not going to get it. Motion at the line now. Simpson takes the snap out of the shotgun looking to throw, throws it, and it's complete to number 1, who gets the first down. Horton was the receiver on the play, number 1 for the Crimson Tide. So that's going to move the chains for another Alabama first down. First play of the entire third quarter that moved the ball but did not get a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the Alabama 24-yard line. Simpson under center. Fakes a handoff to the running back. Now looks to throw. Now he's just going to take it himself and gets about a 9-yard scramble. 2nd down and about 1 for Alabama. Clock ticking with 13 and a half left to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 2 officially for Alabama. Simpson in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Another fake handoff. This time gets it to the tight end, number 80, who is going to get the first down to about the 40-yard line. Moves the chains again. Clock ticking to just over 13 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Ty Simpson, 16 of 18 so far with 3 touchdowns on the game. He has looked absolutely amazing ever since the Florida State game. Simpson in a shotgun with a man in motion and a running back to his right. Didn't even fake a handoff there. Whoa! Has to escape both the defense and his own man there. He's going to run it. He's got some room before he ends up spinning to the out of bounds. Well past the first down marker. That was a busted play there. Simpson had to escape the rush of the Wisconsin defensive line and almost ran into his own guy, but somehow stayed on his feet, and he's able to get it for about a 20-yard scramble. Clock ticking to about 12 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Ball officially spotted at the Wisconsin 41-yard line. Simpson in the shotgun with a man in motion and the running back. Hands it off to the running back, number 9, who just only gets about a yard left on the play. So it'll be about 2nd and 9 for Alabama. First running play for Alabama in the second half, as it has been mostly Ty Simpson so far in the second half for Alabama. Simpson again in the shotgun, number 9 for Alabama to the left of Simpson. Takes the snap, looking to pass, throws it down the field to number 2, Ryan Williams, who gets free, and it is a touchdown for Alabama. Touchdown Alabama, 41-yard reception for Ryan Williams off of that pass from Simpson. That is going to give Simpson his 4th touchdown throw of the game. A 7-play, 87-yard drive for Alabama there. As that play looked beautiful. He almost stepped out of bounds after catching the ball, but jukes the guy. Stays inbounds. Extra point is going to end up good there. So with just over 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter, the score is Alabama 35, Wisconsin 7. And that is going to bring us to another commercial break with Alabama up 35-7 with just over 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Alabama so far has been cruising to a victory here in this Power 4 non-con game. Simpson, the star of the show, as all touchdowns except for one have involved him. He's at 2 to Bernard. Well, Bernard actually took one of them. He threw it to Bernard. I missed one of them due to bad Wi-Fi connection issues. But both in this half have involved Ryan Williams or Ty Simpson, the Ryan Williams. Yeah, that little shovel on the triple flick play there at the beginning of the quarter. And then you had that 47-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Williams. Alabama might want to try and kick it through the end zone in this when they get the ball back because of how bad they allowed the kick returner to get open on the last play. Alabama up 35-7 here and is looking to probably put this game away in the third quarter and maybe even try to get some backups, some action here. Alabama still without Jam Miller. He has not taken a snap at running back this entire season so far. It looks like he is going to be back for the Georgia game as he was dressed out and warming up, but has not taken the field. Alabama will be on the bye week following this game before having to play Georgia in week 5. Still out of commercial break here for the Tide. A lot of truck noise in the background. Hopefully, you're not really catching a lot of it on the microphone. About to resume action here as ABC's cameras just got back, and they're replaying that play we just saw from Ryan Williams. Kickoff in the air goes through the end zone. So Wisconsin's going to have the ball to start their second drive of the third quarter at their own 25-yard line. Graphic currently showing the comparisons between the Big Ten and the SEC. Wisconsin, a member of the Big Ten, remember. First and 10 for Wisconsin. O'Neal in the shotgun takes the snap and hands it to his running back, who is going to get about it looked like he was about to get stopped at the 3-yard gain, but he gets pushed, and it's going to be about a 9-yard gain for Wisconsin. Second down and about 1 for Wisconsin coming up. So far, Big Ten and SEC 1-1 against each other. Ohio State beat Texas, and then last week Oklahoma beat Michigan. Snap taken, triple flea flicker. Almost had the quarterback in the backfield, but he's able to get it off to his receiver, and he gets it for a first down. Now number 22 for Alabama comes up limping. As the clock ticks to about 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 22 for Alabama is coming out of the game. Overton is the injured player for Alabama. O'Neal in the shotgun for Wisconsin. Takes the snap, looking to throw here. Good protection. Wide open man. Dropped. Surprised there wasn't a flag there. Wisconsin begging for a flag, but it's not going to be thrown here. Caught it for a second, but then dropped it on his way down. 2nd and 10 for Wisconsin right here. O'Neal by himself in the shotgun. Timeout, Alabama. Guess they didn't like whatever formation was going on right there, so they took a timeout. Why is Kalen DeBoer wearing long sleeves in the middle of September? Probably really hot down there. So I don't know why he's wearing long sleeves there. Timeout taken with 9:34 left to go in the third quarter. Still 35-7. Alabama on top. Again, Georgia, Tennessee is going to be on after this game. And then after that game will be LSU versus Florida. Both Georgia and Tennessee are 2-0 going into the game. LSU 2-0. And of course, Florida had that very funny loss last week to USF. Oh, wait, I forgot Octavian's in the chat. Sorry, Octavian. Anyway, handoff to the running back. Gets about 6 or 7 yards on the play for Wisconsin. Third down and officially ruled 3rd down and 3 for Wisconsin. O'Neal is going to be under center for this play when a running back lined up in the backfield. Now he goes into the shotgun and the running back joins him to the right side. Flag down. Indication is that it's against the Badgers. False start against Wisconsin. That's going to back up Wisconsin 5 yards. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Badgers. Renfro, who is the lineman that got injured earlier for Wisconsin, is now back in the game at center. O'Neal in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Takes the snap. Almost got sacked there, but he gets it off to his tight end, who gets the first down. The camera really weirdly looked weird there. Like it suddenly focused on the outside as if something got thrown there. Clock ticking to just above 8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for the Badgers. Train in the background. Takes a snap. After some trickery, he hands it off to number 3, who shakes a tackle, gets about a 4 or 5 yard gain on the play. 2nd down for Wisconsin. Wisconsin moving the ball pretty well on this first offensive drive that they have so far this game, chewing a lot of clock off of the time. Been about a 3-minute drive so far for Wisconsin. Rushing comparison, Alabama has 47 yards, whereas Wisconsin has 35 yards. 2nd and about 5 for the Badgers. Officially ruled 2nd and 5 for the Badgers. There seems to be a lot of confusion right here for Wisconsin. They're moving a lot of players around. Takes a snap. Almost batted, but it ends up in the receiver's hands, and he's going to get a first down. Defense, which has been well for Alabama all game, has now allowed 3 first downs on this drive. Clock ticking to about 6.5 minutes left to go in the quarter. First and 10 for the Badgers. O'Neal fakes a handoff and takes it himself, and he's going to run for the first down. Took out the official as he was going. Snap. And the running back is stopped for about a 3-yard gain. One of the shortest gains all half for Wisconsin. Second down and about 7 coming up for the Badgers. Wisconsin has made it into the red zone for the first time all game. Remember, Wisconsin's 7 points so far came off of a kick return. 2nd and 6 officially for the Badgers. O'Neal is going to take the snap out of the shotgun, looking for somebody down the field. It's going to be intercepted by Alabama. Hubbard there right by the receiver to get the interception. So Wisconsin's longest drive of the game comes up empty-handed. Second interception for Wisconsin today. Threw it almost right into the hands of Hubbard. And that is going to give Alabama the ball here. So a long drive for Wisconsin that took about 5 minutes off the clock ends up being all for nothing here as O'Neal throws it right into the waiting arms of Hubbard, who had the eye on the ball like an eagle. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Alabama is going to take over to score Alabama 35, Wisconsin 7. Other scores so far, the closest game is Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Phone giving me a lot of trouble. Earlier was the laptop, now it's the phone giving me trouble. Oregon 24, Northwestern 0. Clemson finally takes a lead in the game against Georgia Tech, and they actually have the ball. Oklahoma up 28-3 over Temple. Michigan up 42-3 over Central Michigan. Auburn up 28-9 over South Alabama. Missouri up 28-0 over Louisiana. Other notable SEC games that will take place later in the day, of course, Georgia versus Tennessee at 3:30 Eastern. LSU taking on Florida. And you also got over on Peacock in prime time, Notre Dame taking on Texas A&M. You also have an interconference matchup between Vanderbilt and South Carolina coming up later tonight. Commercial, still at a commercial break here for this game between Alabama and Wisconsin. Other notable games next week, since I will not be streaming next week, since there will be no game, be a relatively quiet week next week for the channel. Florida taking on Miami, Missouri taking on South Carolina, and Auburn taking on Oklahoma. First and 10 for Alabama. The action is back on now. Hands it off, and he gets about a 8-yard gain there. Washington on the run for Alabama. It'll be about 2nd and 2 for the Crimson Tide. Man in motion, number 5, Bernard. Simpson takes the snap out of the shotgun. He almost gets sacked, but he evades it. Throws it right out to Bernard, who gets about a 15-yard gain and is enough for a first down for Alabama. Simpson under center takes the snap. Simpson flips it out to Washington, gets more than enough for the first down, and gets about a 15-yard gain on the play. Alabama going up tempo here. All around the 45-yard line of Wisconsin. Simpson out of the shotgun takes the snap, hands it off to Washington, who's going to get about a 5-yard gain. Simpson in the shotgun by himself takes the snap, flips it out to number 1 on the play, and he's going to get a first down after a 6-yard gain. Simpson in the shotgun fakes a handoff, flips it out to number 80, Cuevas, who is going to get about a 5-yard gain. Ty Simpson, 21 of 23 so far with 4 touchdowns and 25 rushing yards. Simpson in a shotgun takes the snap, flips it out to number 28, who gets about a 3-yard gain, but needed 5 yards for the first down. It was Riley who was the receiver on the play, number 28 for Alabama. Brings third down and about 2 for Alabama. In the waning seconds of the third quarter, about a 1-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Simpson takes a snap. Flag flew. Might be a free play. I think Wisconsin. I think the count got Wisconsin there. Yeah, a player flinched and got into the neutral zone for Wisconsin. So that's going to move the play up 5 yards to give Alabama a free play. One second left on the clock for the third quarter. Don't remember if the clock is supposed to stop right there or not. Well, it was an incomplete pass, so it really doesn't matter if the clock was supposed to stop or not. 1st and 10 for Bama at the Wisconsin 21-yard line. Simpson takes the snap out of the shotgun, throws it out to number 81. He is going to get free for a little bit, but then stopped at around the 9-yard line. Edwards on the reception for Alabama, and that brings it to the end of the third quarter. Alabama up 35-7. Going into the fourth quarter. Alabama looking like they really didn't lose much of a step from last week. As we are now at a commercial break for here. Going to take a quick bathroom break since the quarter has ended, and I'll be back when the fourth quarter starts. Fourth quarter underway in Tuscaloosa. Alabama driving in a goal-to-go situation, up by 28, 35-7 over the Badgers. Looking at the yards comparison, Alabama has 447 all-purpose yards, whereas Wisconsin only has 118. Ty Simpson in the shotgun with a running back to his left. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Had a man, but he overthrew him. Second and goal for the Tide. ESPN sending me notifications that are way behind. Only the third incomplete pass for Ty Simpson this game. Second and goal from the 9-yard line. Simpson faked the handoff. Now he flips it out to Bernard. Bernard trying to get free, but instead is actually going to be found for a 5-yard loss on the play. That'll make it third and goal from about the 15-yard line after a 5-yard loss on the play. Third and goal from the 14-yard line. Alabama needing to go 14 yards here. You would assume if they don't get it, they're going to go for the field goal. Simpson finds, no, he dropped it. Williams, he had Williams, but Williams dropped it. So we assume Alabama is going to bring out the field goal unit for this play here, make it a 38-7 game, and make the deficit a 5-score game. Field goal is good. So just under 14 minutes left to go in the game. Alabama 38, Wisconsin 7. Depending on what the score is, with 5 minutes left to go in the game, I'll probably turn off the stream. Kickoff up in the air is going to sail once again through the back of the end zone. Third quarter, Clemson 14, Georgia Tech 13. Wisconsin takes over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. O'Neal in the shotgun hands it off to number 6, and he's going to get about a 3-yard gain. O'Neal in the shotgun again. almost mishandled the snap, barely escapes the rush, and he's going to run it himself. Let's see, did he step out before he got to the first down? It looks like he did. Steps out before he gets to the first down. So it's going to be third down and about one for the Badgers. Clock ticking to 13 minutes left to go in regulation. O'Neal took the snap, barely escapes some defenders from Alabama, though he faces another round of them. And his pass is going to be incomplete off the hands of Brooks. And that is going to bring up 4th and 1. You have to assume Wisconsin's going to go for it. They really have nothing to lose here, down by 31. They need 4 touchdowns plus 4 2-point conversions. Hands it off and he gets it. Looked on this one like he get it, but all the Alabama players are saying he did not get it. Might be a measurement situation here. And no, without a measurement, they're going to say it's enough for the first down for Wisconsin. O'Neal flips it out, but it's incomplete. Tried to flip it to number 6 behind the line, but he dropped it. 2nd and 10 for Wisconsin. O'Neal, feeling a heavy rush from Alabama, barely gets the pass off, way overthrows his receiver. Actually got hit as he threw, or hit right after he threw. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Wisconsin. Third and 10 for the Badgers. Took the snap and is going to get sacked behind the line for about a 10-yard loss. Make that 4 sacks on a day for Alabama. Wisconsin only has 1 sack. Alabama just completely outmatching Wisconsin in this game. Ball almost got blocked in the air, but it didn't. Punts it to number 7, who is going to get tackled immediately after he fields the ball. Now it'll take us to another commercial break. So with less than 11 minutes left to go in the game, score is Alabama 38, Wisconsin 7. Still at a commercial break here. Now we're back. The camera's back on the action now. And Alabama about to have the ball after receiving a punt. Simpson in the shotgun takes the snap, hands it off. He's about, and number 28 on the play gets about 2 yards. Handed it off, and it's about a 2 yard gain. Third and about 7 for Alabama. Third and 7, Ty Simpson in the shotgun. Ty Simpson's even still in the game. Looking for a man to throw to, throws it. Oh, 17 on the play, dropped it. And that'll bring up 4th and 7. Alabama will punt it. On the ensuing drive, if Wisconsin does not score, I will go ahead and end the stream. Flag on the punt. False start against Alabama. Ty Simpson being taken, looks like he's about to be evaluated for something. Hopefully not a concussion. Punt up in the air is going to be fielded for a touchback at the Wisconsin 30-yard line. Looks like Ty Simpson's day is done here. Just under 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. Alabama 38, Wisconsin 7. As we go to yet another commercial break. Action restarted. Again, if Wisconsin doesn't score on this drive, I'm probably just going to go ahead and end the stream. Takes a snap, hands it off, and he's going to get about a 3-yard. Oh, no, I'm sorry, about a 7-yard gain, make it about 2nd and 3 for Alabama. Handoff to the running back goes nowhere. It'll be 3rd and about 4 for Wisconsin. First down for Wisconsin. First down and 10 for Wisconsin with the clock ticking to 8 minutes left to go in regulation. Another run up for Wisconsin gets another first down. Austin Mack warming up for Alabama. Wisconsin takes a snap, has some protection, gets free from a tackler, and gets the first down. Hands it off. No, he actually faked the handoff and took it himself. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you for Alabama versus Georgia. Game technically not over, but it really is all over by the shouting. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.